Good morning, student. Today's topic is also same, inverse proportion. What is inverse proportion? So, for example, this is a table and here it is given price of the books in rupees and number of books can be bought, and total amount of money is fixed. So price of the book, each price of the book is 40, then number of books can be bought is 150. So price of each book is 50, then the total number of books can bought is 120. That means if the number of books is increased, then the price of the books are increased 40, 50, 60, 75, 100. So if the price of each book is increased, then the number of books can be bought is decreased because total amount is fixed. Here the price of the book is increased, then the number of books be decreased. But 40 into 150, 6,000, 50 into 120 also 6,000, 60 into 100 also 6,000, 75 into 80, 6,000, 100 into 60, 6,000. Therefore, 40 into 150 equal to 50 into 120 equal to 60 into 110 equal to 75 into 80 equal to 100 into 60 equal to some constant 6,000. Here the two variables are in inverse proportion. Which two variables? The two variables are price of each book and number of books can be bought. These two variables are inversely proportional because increasing of one is depends on decreasing of other. Next, now two quantity in mathematical definition, in two quantity x and y are said to be vary in inverse proportion if there exists a relation of the type xy equal to k between them, where k is some constant. If y1 and y2 are the two values of y corresponding to the values of x1 and x2 of x respectively, then x1 into y1 equal to x2 into y2 equal to k some constant. Then we say that x and y are inversely proportional. Now exercise 13.2 from NCERT. Question number 1. In question number 1, which of the following are inverse proportion? There are some relations are given, some statements are given. Which statements represent the inverse proportion? First is given the number of books, number of workers on a job, and then the time to complete the job. There are two variables, number of workers and the number of and the time to complete the job. So these two variables. So here, if the number of workers is increased, the time to complete the work is decreased. So it is an inverse proportion. So these two variables are inversely proportional. Next, number 2. The given statement is the time taken for a journey and the distance traveled in a uniform speed. So here two variables are the time taken for the journey, this time and the distance. If the speed is fixed, uniform speed. So these two variables, time and distance. So for uniform speed, more time is needed to cover the more distance. So if the distance is increased, then time taken must be increased to cover the distance. So these two variables in directly proportional. Next, Roman 3. Are the area of the cultivated land and the crops harvested? So here the two variables are area of the land and amount of quantity of crop. So if the area of the cultivated land is increased, the area of the land is increased, then the crops harvested is also increased. And if the area decrease, then the crop harvested is decreased. So direct proportion. That means quantity of crop is increase or decrease depends on the area, increase or decrease. So these two variables are in directly proportional. Next, Roman 4. The time taken for a fixed journey and the speed of the vehicle. So here two variables are time and the speed. So if the speed of the car is increased, then the time is decreased to cover the fixed distance. Here distance is fixed. So if the speed of the car is increased or decreased, then the time taken to cover the distance, fixed distance, is decreased or increased respectively. So it is inverse proportion. These two variables are in inverse proportion. Next, Roman 5. The population of a country and the area of the land per person. Here the two variables, number of population in the country and area of the land per person, where total area is fixed. Total area of the country is fixed. So total area of the country is fixed. So if the population is increased or decreased, if the population is increased, then the area of the land per person is decreased. And also if the population is decreased, then the area of the land per person is increased respectively. So these two variables are in inverse proportion. Now question number 2. This is the total prize money 1 lakh, number of winners and prize for each winner. If there is only one winner, then he or she get 1 lakh. If there is number of winners is 2, then this amount is divided into 2 winners. So each of them get 50,000. So what is the prize money get by the winners when the number of winners is 4, 5, 8, 10 and 20? So let x1, x2, x3, x4, x5 are the amount of prize money for each winner when the number of winners is 4, 5, 8, 10 and 20 respectively. So if the number of winners is increased, then the prize for each winner is decreased. So it is a case of inverse proportion. That means because number of winners is increased, then the amount of prize money for each winner is decreased. So one variable depends on increase or decrease of one variable depends on the decrease or increase of other variable. So it is an inverse proportion. So therefore, product of these two number 1 into 1 lakh equal to 2 into 50,000 equal to 4 into x1 equal to 5 into x2 equal to 8 into x3 equal to 10 into x4 equal to 20 into x5. Now considering these two, 4x1 equal to 1 lakh, from this relation find x. So x1 equal to 1 lakh by 4. If you divide 1 lakh by 4, so x1 equal to 25,000. Next, 5x2 equal to 1 lakh. You may consider this or this also. So 5x2 equal to 1 lakh. So x2 equal to 1 lakh by 5. If you divide 1 lakh by 5, you get 20,000. So x2 equal to 20,000. Now 8x3 equal to 1 lakh. So x3 equal to 1 lakh by 8. If you divide 1 lakh by 8, so x3 equal to 12,500. Next 10x4, here 10x4 equal to also 1 lakh. So x4 equal to 1 lakh by 10 equal to 10,000. 20x5 equal to 1 lakh. So x5 equal to 1 lakh by 20. So x5 equal to 5,000. That means if the number of winner is 4, then each of the winner gets 25,000. If number of winners is 5, then each of the winners get 20,000. So if the number of winners is 8, then each of the winner gets 12,500. If the number of winners is 10, then each of the winners get 10,000. And if the number of winners is 20, then each of them get 5,000. Next, question number 3. In this problem, it is given that number of spokes in a wheel and angle between a pair of consecutive spokes. So if the number of spokes is 4, then angle between the two consecutive spokes is 90 degree. If the number of spokes is 6, then the angle between two consecutive spokes is 60 degree. Then find the angle between two consecutive spokes if the number of spokes is 8, 10 and 12. So let x1 degree, x2 degree and x3 degree. And here, if the number of spokes is increased, if the number of spokes in a wheel is increased, then the angle between the two consecutive spokes is decreased. So it is an inverse proportion. These two variables are in inverse proportion. So when the two variables are in inverse proportion, then their product are same. So 40 into 90, 4 into 90 equal to 6 into 60 equal to 8 into x1 equal to 10 into x2 equal to 12 into x3. So this is the relation. Now from this relation find x1, x2 and x3. So you may consider 8x1 equal to 4 into 90. So 8x1 equal to 4 into 90. From this relation x1 equal to 4 into 90 by 8. Now simplify this. 4 2s are 8, 2 45 are 90. So x1 equal to 45. That means when the number of spokes is 8, then value of x1 is 45. That means angle between the two consecutive spokes is 45 degree. Next 10x2 equal to 4 into 90. So x2 equal to 4 into 90 by 10. So 10 9 is 90, 9 into 4 36. So when the number of spokes is 10, then angle between two consecutive spokes is 36 degree. And 12x3 equal to 490, 4 into 90. So x3 equal to 4 into 90 by 12. So 4 3 is 12, 3 30 is 90, so 30, x3 equal to 30. That means when the number of spokes is 12, then the angle between two consecutive spokes is 30 degree. So in question number 3, there are one table. So find the value of x1, x2, x3 missing number, and also 1, 2, 3 Roman 2 Roman 3. But the three questions are given in the next page. So are these two variable are the number of spokes and the angle formed between the pair of consecutive spokes are inverse proportion? Yes, already we discussed the number of spokes and the angle between the pair of consecutive spokes is in inverse proportion. Another question, Roman 2, calculate the angle between the pair of consecutive spokes on a wheel with 15 spokes, and in Roman 3 it is given how many spokes would be needed if the angle between the pair of consecutive spokes is 40 degree. So let the angle between the two consecutive spokes is x degree when the number of spokes is 15. So in Roman 2 the question is find the angle between two consecutive spokes when the number of spokes is 15, and in Roman 3 the question is if the angle between the two consecutive spokes is 40 degree, then find the number of spokes. Let y is the number of spokes when the angle between two consecutive spokes is 40 degree, and let the when the angle between two consecutive spokes is x degree, then the number of spokes is 15. But these two variables are in inversely proportional. Therefore 4 into 90 equal to 15 into x equal to y into 40. So this is the relation. 4 into 90 equal to 15 into x equal to y into 40. Consider these two terms. So 15 into x equal to 4 into 90. So after simplifying this, x equal to 24. That is x equal to 24, and y into 40 equal to 4 into 90. 40y equal to 4 into 90. So y equal to 9. That means in Roman 2, the angle between two consecutive spokes is 25 degree when the number of spokes is 15. And in Roman 2, the angle between two consecutive spokes is 40 degree if the number of spokes is 9. Next, question number 4. If a box of sweets divided among 24 children, then they will get 5 sweets each. How many would each get if the number of children is decreased by 4? So let each of them get x number of sweets if the number of children decreased by 4. So originally there is 25 children. So number of children and number of sweets get by each of the children. So originally 24 children, then each of them get 5 sweets. But when the 4 children is decreased, so 24 minus 4 equal 20. So now number of children is 20. Let each of them get x number of sweets. So if the number of children is increased, then each children get the less number of sweets. So it is a case of inverse proportion. So when two variables are in inverse proportion, then 24 into 5 equal to 20 into x. So 20 into x equal to 24 into 5. So x equal to 24 into 5 by 4. So 5 4 are 20, 4 6 are 24. So x equal to 6. So when the number of children is reduced by 4, that is 20, then each of them get 6 sweets. Next, question number 5. In the book it is given, a farmer has enough food to feed 20 animals in his cattle for 6 days. How long would the food last if there were 10 more animals in his cattle? 10 more. So originally there is 20 animals and number of day food last equal to 6. So let the food last for x days if 10 more animals are there. So originally there is 20 animals. So after increasing 10, now the number of animals is 20 plus 10, 30. And there is x days. So if the number of animals is increased, then the number of days will decrease. So it is a case of inverse proportion. So when the two variables are in inverse proportion, then their product are equal. So 30 into x equal to 20 into 6. So x equal to 20 into 6 by 30. After simplification, 6 5 is 30, 5 4 is 20, so 4. So x equal to 4. If there are 10 more animals in his cattle, then the food lasts for 4 days. Thank you.